welcome to tonight's stream. It should be a little bit of a short one as we are going to um, play a little bit of Phoenix Wright, but I have work tomorrow, so I won't be able to stay much. Hey, Imp, my thoughts on the Chainsaw Man ending? Well, I have varying different thoughts. It's clear that Fujimoto got tired of the story. That's like it's something that like as a writer of my I used to be a writer myself. I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. I'm somewhat of a writer myself. There is a moment where you do get tired with the storyline you're working with, so it's I can understand it, but the fans were not getting tired, and I guess I don't know, man. It has the potential to be a good ending. That's I think my critique of it. It's just that it was delivered in a weird way, and it felt somewhat rushed, considering everything that was happening. According to Fujimoto, there should be a part 3, and or at least that's what we were told in the past, right? There was going to be 3 parts to Chainsaw Man, so maybe we'll see how it goes. Personally, I'm not even sure. Chainsaw Man was always in a weird place to me because it is such a good story. It has a lot of interesting characters, a lot of interesting things, but it always stayed in a weird spot, mostly because of the fans around it. I usually don't let fandoms ruin certain things for me, but it does feel like Chainsaw Man had a specific fandom that made me like. It's the same with Jujutsu no Kaisen. It's like I like Jujutsu. I think it's a very interesting story. I read the manga, and I was right there by the basically just getting caught up while playing while watching like TikToks on the latest one what happened in the battle against Sukuna. Either because I saw memes or someone was like posting the translations on TikTok. But I guess personally, I mean, I can't really call the Chainsaw Man ending good. I guess it's what I want to say. Does it make me happy? A bittersweet kind of happiness, maybe. You know, like maybe a little bit of a how do I put it? A little bit of a damn, I lost it. It gives us a lot of what we wanted to see for Denji. We wanted to see Power back. We wanted to see Nayuta back, and it gave us that. It doesn't really makes me fully happy because a lot was lost. I guess you could try and argue that maybe Denji retains some of the knowledge of that quote unquote dream of his. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't even know what to say anymore, to be totally honest with you. Let's play Phoenix Wright. It's been a while, so like, oh, okay, we're right on the trial, right? June 22, 9:51 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18, just like me? Yeah, why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Good morning. The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother's coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? You think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later, then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. Whew, thank goodness. Nick, this way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? Oh yeah, I remember her Pearl's mom had like a big thing to do with this trial. Court is on session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The images of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. I mean, you can become a prosecutor 5 years ago, do like two cases, never lose, and say, I've never been defeated. Like, yeah, I don't know, I've never been defeated fucking playing XCOM. No, I have been defeated at playing XCOM alone. I defeated myself. Naturally, the world eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. That's nice, Ms. Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such a good spirits today, Miss Faye. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of it. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But, Ms. Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that wasn't the defendant. Then what is the meaning of this? All I'm saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that is when she should drop this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as suspected, Aunt Morgan, or Mia, seems really torn by this. Witness, name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I am a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean in a manner of speaking? I don't think anyone really cares. I kinda do. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit-severing technique on Mystic Maya. This is a spirit-severing technique. A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is... Yes, that is... You, be quiet. Now, witness, something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Order! 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 Miss Faye, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Pistol was hanging from Miss Maya's hand and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Miss Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She's simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Oh, but we're gonna crack that old lady, alright. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open. Just now, you said those two. Who are those two people you're referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Loda's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. That's racist, lady. I already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I have already sent a repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Faye? Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. At that time, I, myself, was a little confused. On top of which, there was another. Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. You need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. Question further. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger. It's what I thought to myself. Yeah, I right on that one. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Faye. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. It's like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Miss Faye, please continue. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by that statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It's very painful for me to say this, however... Objection! The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya. I feel like this is a trap, but fuck it. So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did... This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there's always later. Yes, very well. Ugh. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit such a thing, however, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time the defendant was not physically Maya Faye? Ugh. Growing old is such a mysterious thing, trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she hadn't run away, would you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have, however. You fainted. I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps? And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Thank you for the alert, Amp. Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Well, now what? So why were you unconscious? I have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would think that's obvious, good sir. That's true. Then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this, but the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve. It looks like Ms. Von Karma is ready to move to her next witness. That's enough. From what I can tell, there's nothing wrong with this witness testimony. From what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes. That is Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee has done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone? Who was it? The prosecution called Miss Eenie Miney, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eenie Miney? I think you can see where this is headed. Give me a minute. Sorry. Hey, Akira, thank you for the alert. Oh my god. I'm just stretching real quick. Damn. You know, today I was thinking about how I really love domestic scenes. This is gonna come out of nowhere, but it's just something that has been a little bit in my head. I have been like, usually when I'm creating like a story, I kind of stick to it, and I keep creating it, which in the past became a little bit of a problem when I was DMing like my first campaigns and such. And I was like happy to create a story for my players, but the problem is that I keep adding to the story, it just never ended. And that ended up leaving like a lot of plot holes and a lot of problems in the gameplay, as the story became too dense for like the players. But not in the sense like, oh, they were unable to pay attention. No, there were a lot of good players in that game, but the problem is that I just kept adding stuff. And there was always more in the future, you know? I never gave them time to read. So I kind of changed my way of thinking about, like, D&D campaigns. They are still a story. I still want to tell a story with my players in it. I want them to make me change the story as much as I can, you know? To make me see the story in different ways. So I create a lot of things for the campaign. And then sometimes I come back to it. I do a little bit of refining. I remove something, I add something there, but I don't see my D&D games or stories like my personal stories. This is something that, first, thank you for the 10 streak, Akira. Makes you feel like you're not engaging enough with all you're created. This is something that's always going to happen in my physical game here in like my 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 house, we we had a lot of players at the start. So we had a lot of like I always leave a lot of like big hooks, small hooks, personal character hooks, things like that, you know? Like I always leave these little things here and there to try and help uh the players have a little bit to engage with the story on different ways. Like they pick the way they want to engage with it. I have like hooks for big moments, like heroic moments, moments of despair, like dealing with something maybe stronger than them. And I have small hooks, like characters they can interact with. I like making sure that the characters can choose how big the adventure can go. Usually, the stakes of my adventures are really big. They're like very considerate in the matter of like the cosmos and the safety of the universe. But I do not want to sacrifice the smallness of it. Maybe I was a little bit influenced by Lord of the Rings, seeing like the hobbits go on that epic to destroy a powerful artifact that was slowly poisoning and killing Frodo. Like Frodo is a hero, but he wasn't a hero, you know. And I like how that the story shows like anyone can be a hero. You just have to do the right thing, you know. You just have to sometimes carry the burden of an entire generational trauma magic artifact that God is trying to get it back. And if God gets that shit back, everybody's gonna fucking die. So like, there's a lot of like interesting things about that in Lord of the Rings. So I apply that a lot to my stories, and this connects to what my main point is that my personal stories, the stories like I imagine for myself, that's like this is probably not gonna be a D&D game, and if it ends up being, I can tinker with it a little bit, because my stories are very character driven. So I've come to realize recently how much I adore domestic scenes, how much I love like characters interacting in this intimate way that is very different from what we usually see what intimacy is, you know? Like this character just watching a TV show together, just doing like their own things but in the same room, uh, sharing a hobby together, cooking together, just spending their day with one another, you know? Doing things they want to do but with one another. So like I've became very addicted to this kinds of scenes to the point where I created a side story for myself just to imagine domestic scenes. And that's, I don't know, that's something that has been in my head for a while. I've been thinking about it like, damn, have you ever yearned so fucking much that you create a whole side story in your head with your own OCs so you can imagine domestic scenarios with them? Like, god damn, that's a new level of yearning I've achieved. Like, yeah, man, that's. I'm happy. I love creating those scenes, and I think it adds a lot to the character, you know? So let's continue. Witness. Name and occupation. Okay, so my name is like Ini Mini. I'm like researching like parapsychology stuff at the university. What is this? Parapsychology? Let's see. It's like, I guess most people call it occult stuff. If that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. And I suggest you go home and research it yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Miney, after the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? Well, like, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is alright, isn't Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the law of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake. After the murder. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really subtly. it was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I like hadn't seen her in like so long. I was so happy in like a sad way. My sister, she like told me something like totally terrible. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying that the person that entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant Maya Fey? Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of the channel at that time. Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness sister? Yes, Mimi Miney. She was a nurse at Doctor's Gray Clinic. Oh, whoa, this is... Witness? Like, yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible fact. Why don't you tell this court what what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course. Miss Miney, please. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. It was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it, Beanie? She took her revenge. Are you sure that's what she said? Yes? There, are you satisfied, Your Honor? So you can believe it. You can believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimony points to this as true. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? It sort of seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now. Was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unweave this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you make this one more entertaining than the last one. After the murder. Was it because of your sesame allergy? Was it? Like, that's right. I like think there were sesame seeds like in the lunch they served that day. I had this like premonition that it was gonna be totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed. I see. Am I the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you're taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? Do you know the time? Like maybe a little before 11 a.m. Something like that, I think. 11 a.m. Yeah, like my stomach is totally ready for like food. No, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time is it now. I mean, what time was it when someone came into your room? Oh, so, like, that's what you meant. Like, you should have been more, like, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. Like, it's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, like, what was even I talking about again? She is very cute. She is like the definition of weaponized girl failure. She can overtake country. She can attempt coups. that not even the most hardened wannabe CI American could ever pull. She would topple empires with her weaponized girl failure. Witness, about this person who entered the site was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I should watch. I don't. I don't know the name of it in English, but I should watch Bunkelish again. I don't remember the name of it in English, but it's the show where two detectives go undercover are as white women, and they're two black guys. That's the movie. Are you absolutely sure? I guess. You guess? Was it or was it not your sister who entered? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright, the defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you say when you saw Miss Mimi mining? I like hadn't seen her in, like so long. Was so happy in like a sad way. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, like I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But like maybe if I was like someone who didn't know about like the code. But I like know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is that the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? Nah, let's question it further. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But... Ow! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase, objection. Could you try using that once in a while? Mr. Wright? This question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister. Is it really that important? It's very important. I need to know about all that. Hey, Amp. It is very important. I haven't quite figured what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now. I make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, Mr. Wright. Miss Miney, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. I wasn't like scared or anything, and like her cousin looked totally like normal. If she went to the room, she would be with the blood, right? If it was her sister. Well, did you hear about my input? I'm gonna give like a quick spoiler for those who are interested in like still reading Chainsaw Man. I should have done that at the beginning, but I was like, well, we are talking about the ending, so you know, spoilers. But my apologies. Well, I'll give you a too long didn't read. I think the ending could have worked better, but I believe it's clear that Fujimoto is tired of the story, or at least that's how I feel like it. It feels like Fujimoto is like I'm done with this. I don't want to write this anymore. But at the same time, the story was still good, at least to us, the reader. Although some parts of it were rushed, and I do feel like the relationship of Asa and Danger was developed a little bit weirdly. I feel like we should have had more moments like the aquarium date. We like we should had like had more moments. We had a good humanization of Asa. We saw a lot of her like human side, and that was very good for us to be able to relate more to her. And I feel like her character, it's that unique style of like fail character, a character that it's almost like Sisyphus curse is always meant to fail in a way. Like they're always meant to do something that will make their lives worse for some reason. So I feel like she resonates with a lot of people, and I do think she's a great character. And but it does feel like Asa and Yoru also need a little bit more of development. I think after the prophecy was added and things started to kick off, and all the devils were out of hell, it became like a little bit harder to be able to have more character moments or to progress the story in a way that it wouldn't feel that much of like plot armor. Maybe it's like the way Denji dealt with the ending of the first arc, how he dealt with Makima was a moment of like pure genius, and I feel like that showed a lot of the character development from Shinji, Shinji. What? From Denji. What? Huh? Brain fart moment. So the ending of part 2 right now, it felt almost like an April Fool's joke, but it was done in such a sincere way. Like, here, I'm gonna give you guys all that you want. You guys are gonna have everything you guys wanted. I'm subconsciously linking Denji to Shinji, and you're subconsciously linking Asa to Shinji. It's like those a circle represent a Venn diagram, like Denji, Venn diagram, Asa, and in the middle where the circles touch, Shinji. That's an interesting character analysis. And then the end is just I didn't feel like it was going to switch from Denji and just watch this school trick. Yeah, it felt like a lot of the soul and and ironically the heart of Chainsaw Man kind of start falling through the waysides, and the whole meme of like themes and such became like this strong meme in the community, because although I do not enjoy a lot of the Chainsaw community, I do think that there is a good part of the Chainsaw community that really likes this story for their analogies, and the creator of Chainsaw Man really knows how to put a lot of interesting analysis in their stories. There's a lot we can analyze in the characters, because I feel like when you're writing a character, you end up writing a character. They are bound to the limitations of themselves as a character, and sometimes that does stifle a lot of character development and creates kind of this friendalization effect where the character starts to become a bit much of the character, and that kind of breaks the illusion, because the point of the character is to make you believe they could be a person in that story, that they have stakes, they have feelings. It allows the creator to relate, the reader to relate to them. But if the character becomes too much of the character, if they become too much of the clown, if they become too much of the aura farmer, they get boiled down to that, and the character is lost. And they are just that. So I see that happens a lot, and there is some unique character types that have reached like Event Horizon levels of hate, like the pervert character, like the comic relief pervert character. Like old characters are getting dragged out of their retirement homes to get beat up in the streets by the fandom, because this type of character became so hated that just the mere existence of it doesn't matter how well written a character is, it is such a toxic and uniquely destructive the character type that it just kills the character. It's not the same level, but it reminds me a lot of what's happening with Alex of marrying his cousin or something. And it's like it's the joke of the goat fucker, right? There a man is complaining and he says, I build a door, but no one calls me a like a woodworker. I help heal my wife from her cold, but no one calls me a doctor. I tend to the fields of my neighborhood, but no one calls me a farmer. But then you fuck one goat, and all you know for is the goat fucker. So this type of character is what I call the goat fucker. And I shouldn't call it that because there is a lot of racial connotations to that specific thing. So I'm gonna call it the causing fucker. I feel like the racial connotations on this are funnier and less racist. So, hey Kai, we're talking about character assassination. Alex is a character from Street Fighter, and in the latest like lore development, we talked about like we learned that he married someone who is his cousin. So like cousin Alex now is a cousin fucker. Nothing that he did through the entire story of the game, all of his character moments, all of that is destroyed because he's a cousin fucker. If you create a character that becomes too much of the character, he becomes a cousin fucker. Everything that he does is reduced to him being the character. So Denji felt like someone who we could relate to. He was someone who was like, this is a character that sometimes leans too much into the character. But surprisingly, at the beginning, I was like, isn't the most Denji thing to be the character? For once, someone wrote a character that his entire trope was to be the character trope. And it's not easy to write that. That is the hardest thing to do, because when you often do that, if you're not trying to do what parody, if you want to do a legit character that his entire character trope is to be the character trope, you often just end up writing the character trope. No beers. I haven't drunk in a long time. I am planning to go out drinking next week, by the way. So if Saturday I arrive and I open stream at a weird moment, and you guys are gonna know why, and I'm probably not gonna do that, I hope. But I'm just doing some character analysis because Amp asked my opinion on the ending of Chainsaw Man, and I do like character analysis. It is one of my favorite things. I do believe that I have improved a lot on my character development as I have improved my world building, because for me the two are equally important. You have the I'm getting spam calls all the time. I know I owe money, like I have to pay my bills, but like I don't have the money, so they just keep calling me like constantly, spam call after spam call. It's so fucking annoying. But anyway, I believe world building is very important. I do think that my stories are born from two orange points. They're either character born or they're word born. It's usually like if the concept is more related to the word, it will be a word made first, and then the characters will populate it. Sometimes I want to create a character and I end up creating something around him that will better suit the desire I have with that character, how I want to write. So, like, one of the exceptions was my D&D creation, which I called, I think it's Amphora. I don't remember now. Yeah, I think it's Amphora. Amphora, which is the name of the planet. Because I decided to redo the entire planet, the new nations and all that. And a lot of them were slowly being built by the interactions with the players. Yeah, Amphora. Uh, because the thing is that the old name of the planet was Fora, but after the War of the Eternals, in my lore, the dragons decided to change the name of the planet to Amphora, because no, it's actually it's EM, not AM, EM Amphora, because Amphora, uh, M is a word that the dragons use to describe something that is new that was born from the old. So it's the new planet, but the bones of the old planet are still there, you know. So that's the most different and uniquely built word I did because it has a little bit of everything. It has like a lot of things were created because of characters, because of players. A lot of things were created because of like me, because I wanted to add the cool thing I saw at Critical Role. So the word started getting very populated, and I wanted to write things that I usually see in like fantasy stories. I wanted to write things I like, tropes that I like, but I wanted to give my own twist on them. I wanted to make them my own, you know? So that's like the direction I went. And it created one of the richest and most well-crafted words I have ever made in my entire life. And from it, it allowed me to connect so many of my stories, which is one of the reasons why I love playing RPG and I love being a DM. It's one of actually now that I think about it, it's one of the reasons like one of the reasons I stopped wanting to DM was because I kind of forgot about this. You know when you lose your flame? It's kind of like that. Like I lost a little bit of my flame. I lost a little bit of that desire to be a DM, to see new realms be shaped by my choices and the choices of my players. But I kind of got that back a little bit as I started creating more and more stories in my head. I like being a DM. I just don't get that much of a chance to play, and it does get tiresome a little bit. No matter how much you love DMing, it does get to a point like it starts to become a little bit too much if you never get a chance to play. It's something I could do forever. I could DM forever. I am okay with being a forever DM, but I do feel like it gets to a point where I have to play a little bit. I have to get out of the DM chair, and it is hard finding people who are willing to DM, and it is harder to find a game that will maintain itself, which me as a DM sees happens a lot. I have a lot of games that die down for some reason or another. Sometimes it was a reason, sometimes it was something outside of the game, sometimes it was something, it was a player. It happens a lot. Anyway, I think I yapped enough, and I'm just gonna let me choose just one.
Objection!
It was a very well spoon line, Miss Sini. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Silly my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Miney, may I remind you what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I don't think that's what you were thinking about. But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. Take a look at this photograph, Miss Minnie. It makes me laugh every time. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Miney? Why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted right off the bat. Um, order. Miss Miney, what is the meaning of this? Miss Miney? I'm thinking, don't interrupt me. That... And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? Well, I have witnessed the personality either completed way 100 there, 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I, didn't mean to snap. Now hurry up with the testimony. If you please. Judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help is going to be. After the murder, part 2. Like, the side room was, kind of dark, you know. There's, a gigantic fucking door there that lights up the room. So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally bended right in. And I, persuaded my sister, it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. But then where were you after we got there? I guess now I see. They have given us a clear reason for why we didn't notice the blood. You think? Thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Alright, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness. So many fucking holes on that one. Call me the fucking hole master. How I'm about to. Call me the film. I lost the joke. Fuck it. It's lost. It's dead. I was gonna say, call me the cream master. How I get all these holes filled. You could say I did not get that one hole one, huh? Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push your subjective opinions on this onto the Discord. That's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement more subjective than Miss Miney? You are such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this tried little man. Okay. Ugh, can breathe. Let me out of here. So, the costume is, horrible, right? The blood totally went right in. You didn't see the blood? Yeah. But she must have had time. She must have had the gun with her at that time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, her face. Continue. And what was your sister, Miss Miney, at the time? Well, she was, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, she knew. She, said she did something really bad. And, she said she wanted to go with me to, apologize to Miss Morgan. Didn't Mimi Spirit really say all that to you? Yeah. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Was your sister calm by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask one more thing, Miss Miney? Sure. Hey guys, just so you know, there's an ad break coming up in Twitch, so you guys can go to YouTube if you don't want to watch the ad. I'm also live there. Is there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? What? When do you mean? When you... We're going to the crime scene, or arrive at the crime scene. I feel like let's go with going. I'm talking about when we're going to the chamber of course. Like no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. No what? Press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I like totally can't. It's interesting how I know the type of character Mimi is through the text. Going back to that character analysis thing, because it's one of those things like Phoenix Wright does a lot of that. Oh yeah, I already did it. I've been streaming on YouTube since I came back to streaming because I decided to do that so I could save the streams. I lost a lot of the Phoenix Wright streams, so I decided I'm gonna stream on YouTube and it's gonna be like an archive. So every time I stream on Twitch, I'm also gonna be streaming on YouTube, and it's going to be also archived and put on a playlist that if you put from like the oldest to the newest, it's going to be the first stream I did of Phoenix Wright on YouTube. So I think the only thing I streamed on Twitch that didn't stream to YouTube was Balatro, but that's because I forgot to start the YouTube stream again. That's pretty much it. I will see if I can get that part of the stream, make a small video of it, post it on YouTube, just so it's also there as well, you know? So I just don't lose it. So, but going back to what I was talking about Mimi, Phoenix Wright does a lot of that. They create characters around the character trope, so it is easy to identify the trope of that character, and that adds to the mystery because you start to see the character tropes and you start to see how they would better fit inside it, and then there is like a twist. You learn that a character is not really what they seem, and sometimes the twist is that the character was like that all the time. It's just that now we're seeing it at a new light. So you analyze the character trope in different perspectives, you know? And I like that Phoenix Wright does that role a lot. I think even the relationship between Phoenix and Edgeworth is interesting because you see a lot of those enemies, but you see that Phoenix is a rival not to Edgeworth, but to the pride of Edgeworth, to what destroyed Edgeworth. Oh, you got to see from Discord, Twitch chat. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. I don't know why it has been doing that, but I do like how Phoenix Wright does characters. It's Ray. So, oh, give your dad a happy birthday for me. He says that he got contacts in Rio and friends in here because a friend of his son is a father of his son that is my friend is also my friend? Question mark. Unless he's a piece of shit, then just give him my happy birthday, and that's pretty much it. I'm leaving the judgment up to you, but I hope you enjoy. I hope you have a good time there with your dad. Have a good celebration. So, like, I like how Phoenix Wright does things. Like, even you see a lot of this rival, most in shonens, and you see like a lot in fighting. So it's interesting in seeing in different places. I like when I see like this aspect of like rival characters and working in different types of what usually would be the place where they are most common seen. You know, like I think about how there's like cooking shonen animes, and I think that's awesome. I think that's great. I feel like shonen should break off from a lot of the fighting sometimes and try some new weird stuff. Just keep the shonen style of storytelling and do more cooking shonen shows. do a fucking home renovation, show them like, you know, using superpowers to fucking restore the house better than their adversary, you know? We had Yu-Gi-Oh! We had greatness. We had people fighting for their fucking lives in a fucking card game. Your soul is gonna be sent to hell if your deck is shit. Can you imagine, like, being a trading card game player in those kind of universes? You have to play the most advanced deck possible because you're gonna be facing off with such bullshit. Because if you have the curse of fighting against Yugi, it's gonna summon the most bullshit to ever bullshit in the bullshit possible. He's gonna make the most egregious judge calling play ever. And all you can do is stand there and see your 10,000 fucking Kaiba Bucks deck be destroyed in ways that makes no sense. And all you can do is go back home, log into fucking EG-Rec, and see as the cards used to beat your ass are now valued at like thousands and thousands of Kaiba Bucks. And that's all you can do as you see the value of your deck slowly go away. As everybody say, his deck must be shit. He got his ass wiped by this fucking 5-cent cards. It gotta be a fucking nightmare. Can you imagine Magic the Gathering, that universe? If you lose at Magic the Gathering, the judge just fucking shoots you. Damn. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chambers, that all important? It's very fucking important. I asked because it is very important. Now that I know where I'm going with this. Very well. Miss Miney, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony. I think he's talking about the broken jar. Or, Pearls fixing the jar. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone. Yeah, she's saying anyone, so it's specific to Pearl. On the way to, like, the channeling chamber, so we go to profiles. We go to Pearl. You say that you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. However, that is impossible. Like, what do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Faye's daughter, Pearl Faye. Interesting, you have a semi-intelligent look on your face. So, what about this child? It just so happened that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing the center garden. The garden? Yep. Which means anyone walking to the area would have seen her. Oh, it seems that Kells is online. So I'm gonna do a shout out on Kells on Twitch. So if you guys can go follow her, give her your Jesus Christ. Give her your support on her stream. She's a great friend. She's a very fun person, and I think she deserves all the word of support. Go follow her YouTube as well and watch her videos. She plays some fun games. Which means anyone walking through the area would have to have seen her. So, Ms. Miney, what do you have to say to that?
Objection!
As the court can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Also, she was leading her sister at that time. Do you honestly think she would have noticed a simple child playing? Preposterous.
Objection!
It's not preposterous, and I can prove it. What sort of foolish? There's no way someone walking along the Winnie Way could not have noticed Pearl. Because she broke the jar. Where's the jar? Yeah, I think it's this. I'm gonna present it. This urn is my proof. An old cracked clay pot? What is that going to prove? Do you know why it's cracked? It's because Pearl broke it. That's why. She broke the urn. Why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? The urn was broken around the time the channeling started. And Pro was the one who put it back together. This is a picture of her, so cute. While sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? Miss Miney? Pro was there in the winding way at the time. It was hard at work, putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while we were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You are a masterful liar. Ugh. Miss Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Miney, that was the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just said quite about that. That's right. I was like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? There's no way. She did it. Your lie isn't here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there is clearly a contradiction. A contradiction? Where is this contradiction? Help me, Mia. I think it's in the evidence. If I would take a wild guess, it's the box. Help me, Mia. I may have overreached on this one. Is there really a contradiction somewhere? Don't worry. You're on the right path, Phoenix. It might be a little hard for you to see the contradiction, but it's there. So just this once, do you want me to help you out? No, I think I can do it. Well, it might be hard for me to see, but I can't just accept her help without thinking it through myself first. Haha, that's the spirit. Give it another try. Is it right? What is your answer? Okay, time to add another bluff to the file. In the side room, I say that's not possible because there's still a contradiction here. Contradiction! Even if I show the box, I cannot add it to the bluff because I can't connect it. So let's try her testimony. Early in her testimony, Miss Miney, you made the following statement. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? That it's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? Very simple. Miss Miney, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Faye was the only person in the channeling chamber. Oh, okay, I see the direction we're going. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Miney, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by the way of the winding room. Weird. A friend of mine told that the stream is very quiet. I'm trying to tinker with the volumes here a little bit. Because I'm worried that this might be too loud for the microphone, but I guess it's not. I'm gonna raise the game a little bit too. Like if... The problem is that this microphone is very sensitive. It detects like, see the small noise, like this noise here. You hear that? That's the noise of my my lighter. Make sure it's not over your voice too. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So the game volume is a little bit lower. I think the new update to OBS kind of changed a little bit on the voice detection. Just replying to a message. I was talking about. Yeah, I was checking the audio. I think it's okay now. But we're gonna go. Men are guiding. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Miney, please answer the question.
Objection!
Can I ask a question off a baseless assumption, if you please? Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah, the only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Miney. And now is the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? Well, if she killed him, there's only one place she could have been.
Take that!
Miss Miney was here, of course. Well, but that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Miney was at the scene of the. Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime. Order. That's right. Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday, the testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple. Miss Miney was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was hiding? There's one place you could hide, which is here. The game made many notices that, like, it's very hard to see behind you. Here, of course. Yeah, it's a very big relief when the music stops sometimes. Usually the music is the sound of, like, you did it right. But in this game, it's such a relief when you stop hearing, so you know you're not going to get penalized. So Gina had something stuck in her throat. She was, You're coughing, baby? Tá tudo bem? Tá tudo certo? Vem cá, vem. Vem cá. There. Pronto, baixou. Pronto, bebê. Ô, que lindinho. Deixa na cara desse bebê. Oh, she's getting so old. She's getting so old. It's really sad, you know. She has like her entire face except like her snoot. Her snoot had like a little white on it, and her entire face was like just her black fur. Now she has like a little white mask around her eyes. Oh, my baby's getting old. Oh, I hate seeing. It's one of those things like seeing your pets get old. This is something that I've been thinking about a lot, especially with my stories. about this element of like seeing people you love grow old and how terrifying that is. I feel like we sometimes write eldritch horror. We write about the lack of importance of how we are just a speck of dust in the universe in the grand scheme of things. But I feel like sometimes we do that to try and get away from the fact that we care. Like we care so much. We have the biggest eldritch horror ever, which is just time, just the passage of time where we see things change. Like I walk around my neighborhood and I was like born here and I grew up here in my neighborhood. I've known the streets like the back of my hand. And yet everything is changing. Like I cannot see pieces of it when I walk around it. I see where I grew up, but that place it's shards of my memory imbued on like what remains on there. It's like I'm seeing the old painting behind the new painting. I see the new painting. It is familiar to me because it is made on the like the same canvas I saw myself grew up with. So it is something it really gets me sometimes. Small things from big things, you know? Like, for example, seeing my mom struggle with electronics a little bit more. Like seeing my dad after years without seeing him and seeing how much he changed. It, it's it's something that is scary when you see time. When you are able to physically see time, it is a scary thing. So it makes sense sometimes that we pray, we write like almost like we're writing a Bible, begging for the universe to not care about us because we care so much. We want to not care because it hurts, because love hurts, and I feel like it's part of love. I'm not one for like the only way to learn something is through suffering. It's more like I'm gonna tag me on something. Oh, okay. It's just Kel's going live again. Maybe she had some problems. Maybe she changed games or something. But I this is something that I think about all the time. Ironically, I think about time all the time. And it's one of those things that it feels like the ultimate and villain of all things. It is something that you cannot run from. It is something that is always around you. It has symbols everywhere. You have clocks and watches. Even on your computer, you always have a little clock watching you. It doesn't matter where you go, it doesn't matter where you are. Everything around you will remind you of time. The cracks in the wall that used to be just paint, the leaking of a roof that had no leaking, just the fact that you see the sun go down, and even if you don't have a clock, you know it's turning into night, and that will make you remember time. Like all we do, we are surrounded by this, by time. Time is always there. It's this ever present force in our lives because we know that time is always running out. It is not going to wait for us. It is going somewhere and it's taking us with it. And we do not have a say on the journey. All we can do is just try to enjoy as much time we got, to try and enjoy this ride we are in. Like it's easy to get lost in the despair of things. Like time will not wait for you, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to wait for yourself. It means that you might need to pick up the pace sometimes, but you need to have a pace first. You need to you need to remember that even in the most grand infinite, the horrors of time itself, you still have the power to choose what to do with that time. You cannot get out of the ride, but you can choose how to ride it. you cannot stop the flow of time, but you can choose the direction you're gonna go with your flow. Sometimes life does throw like wrenches in our plans, and that is also something that I think about a lot. How we are forced constantly by societal rules to act a way, or how we're bound in like capitalistic ideals that force us to sacrifice our precious time to work and forget ourselves. And it almost feels like we're drowning ourselves in despair, because in the end that's where it all leads to, but that's not true. It's the at the end of the line, at the end of all things, it's just more time, and it will never stop. It will always be just more time. You're always gonna want 5 more minutes in the video game when your parents tell you to go to sleep. You're always gonna want 5 more minutes with someone you love. You're always gonna want to live for 5 more minutes when you're hanging on to your life, even if like it feels you're surviving instead of living. Like every energy you got is uh is devoted to make sure you like survive, that you can basically function at least, you know. But you're hanging on. You still want 5 more minutes, and we are as powerful a time is itself, because like I said, you cannot get off the ride, but you can choose how to ride it. I guess that's my interpretation of like time and things like that. And yeah, the search for rejuvenation is a common story telling because of a reason. There is a lot of stories, like even vampires. In a way, it's like, are you willing to sacrifice your humanity, your soul? Are you willing to feed on the innocent so that time will not reach you, so that you can live as much as you want at a price that you will never see the sun again, and that you must always feed from the people who are alive. You must take from them something you seek. For you to live, you must kill and you must feed, because sometimes people just would throw the innocent to the flames if they could get a little bit more time. Because in the end, time does come a knocking, even to the most powerful vampire, even to the most stout of immortals. Time will reach them eventually in its own way. They might not see it, they might not remember it, they might have forgotten, but time, it's not that time remembers, it's just that time caught up to them. For a minute, they were off the ride, but they jumped right into the trails, and time is not stopping. Damn. All right, let's continue. Behind the folding screen. Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so picky, quick to paint on me, slime ball. No, Miss Mimey, you weren't so young as you shouldn't be saying. Shut it, Gramps. As if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. It's like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. Witness was hiding behind the folding screen. With the help of this, now it's the moment where we present this. Miss Mimey, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Slime ball. That's a tiny little box. No person could fit in that. Sorry, your theory has already been disproved. You would have disproved the one when she was hiding from me.
Objection!
But that floating box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That floating box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright, you think you can prove where the floating box was at the time of the crime? Yes, I can with some evidence. Maybe. I mean, the float box itself? Oh, it has a bullet hole in it. Right, they got shot. I forgot about that. And now I present a piece of evidence that would prove this coding box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Take a look at this coding box. You're so stupid, as if there's any sort of evidence that I've always claimed. Just, what on earth? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole, about 8 inches off the ground. How about 8 inches off the ground? Where have we heard that before? The floating screen. They had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind this photo screen. Which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the photo screen. Went to the screen and then into the box. Miss Miney, you were hiding behind the photo screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order!
Objection!
The lawyers, then Mr. Phoenix Wright. What about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Miney? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Miney, you were hiding inside this coding box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Ray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop. I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the photo box to the crime scene, pretending to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. Correct. It's not possible. It really is impossible. For one person to do all that preparation, that is. Ow! Did I remind you? The foolish receive no mercy. Wait! Miss Von Karma, you said that it was not possible for one person, correct? You can't be serious. Miss Miney? You had an accomplice. You're this person. If it wasn't someone from the Korean village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. If it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fey. Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Ray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? I think this is what really happened. The murderer had pointed herself at the scene of the crime long before him. Dressed in a medium costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the channeling started. The murderer kept silent towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. That's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the life of his strength, he fired a shot at his attack. That is why the hole in the phone screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and... After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. It's Miney. She immediately covered her own costume with blood. Pretending to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. That's precisely why Miss Morgan Fay chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. Who's that? Left in a time like this? Ugh. Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? What is this time? Miss Von Karma. Surely. Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood will lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Yeah, it took me a while to remember I played this case too. I got reminded of it the second I saw the chains. Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is, if this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Huh? Well, that's, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Inimini want to kill Dr. Gray? What is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Motive. That's... I can't say that she has no motive. What do you think of motive now? What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason why Dr. Gray dead is this. Well, it's...
Take that!
Ho-hum, ho-hum. Is this a word search? I'm having a tough time finding the word motive. Oh, not that one. Urgh, my breathing is becoming elaborate. My eyesight is failing me. Makes you not want to get old, doesn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Gotta take my time and think careful about this. I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, I think it's this one. Just as I thought, you bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. That's great. Now even she is keep calling me by my full legal name. I think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. It's true that ass thing. You suffer a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. Everyone has proof that Dr. Ray drugged my sister. Dr. Ray drugged my sister, right? You want to say I want to take revenge based on nothing? What do you mean by that? Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm like going to explain, so like please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I like wanted revenge, then like I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, like the guy that thought the spirit thing was like Dr. Gray. It was like a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her air persona. However, you see, ouch! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own fury. The end. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Miney has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overcomplicated and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate in this. You don't even have any truly desirable piece of evidence to conversate. This is so many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. What happened? I thought I had her for sure. See, like, it's just as I, like, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie. Very well. I now conclude the cross-examination of Ms. Inimai. Your Honor, please, allow the defense one more minute. Alright? You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, please. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculous messed up plan for a murder. But, you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And there's also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time is up, Mr. Wright. The final answer, please. You want to say that you can prove Miss Miney had a motive then? Why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide a reason? Can I redo this? Yes! Yes, Phoenix, we can! I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. Check something real quick. It's about 23 minutes until the next ad break. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Miney had a motive. Ha ha ha. Too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side. Upon Karma only cares about the perfect thing. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who is checking walkthrough? Me? Well, if I do get stuck, I will be checking walkthroughs. It's just that usually, at least on Phoenix Wright, there are some times where they do a little gotcha, but it's usually good to press. If it's not good to press on, they usually give like a heads up, like you should be careful with this one. And then it kind of creates like this. All right, maybe I shouldn't press this one too much. You know, like I should be really surgical about it. Gotta pick in my fights. But like it's like how Mia said, we can't lose here. We have to prove it. And I don't care if you are my witness. So help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we will reconvene. Hey, wait a second. This would be a good moment to take a break, but here's what I'm gonna do. I think I can finish the case in 20 minutes. I think it's just this trial and it's over. I don't think we have another day of investigation. So we're gonna keep going, and then after I finish this case, I'm gonna take like a break, like a 10-minute break. June 22, 12:04 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Is it really true? Without playing out? I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no way Eni could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, no one else other than her aunt, Marty. That's terrible. Why? What would my aunt? Everything is going to be just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ah, Miss Von Karma. Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? It had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Do you have something better to be worrying about? Say, your own situation. Looking down on me, even though we're the same age. Are you done yet? It caused me enough pain and suffering. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you. Let the whole world know of your defeat. But if you do that, you won't bring your father back. Ow! Jesus Christ, Phoenix Wright! Holy shit! Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. And then we'll know who the real winner is. Maybe you shouldn't be doing court stuff, acting like it's a fucking soccer game, lady. June 22, 12:10 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene, Mr. Wright. Actually, this court will now reconvene. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor. Can you prove Miss Miney had a motive? Yes, I believe I can. Miney and Dr. Ray have only one point of connection. That is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. It's mine. Please testify to this court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought, like, you wanted to, like, ask about my, like, motive. I, like, don't see the point in like bringing up the past. Just mind if you please. Okay. Like I totally don't think it would do any good, but. That was like last year in May. Like something really bad had happened at like my sister's clinic around then. And like the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was like totally pooped too, so I like fell asleep in the passenger seat. Was fucking tagging me in the fucking server. I like woke up because of a joke, and like it was a sea of flames around me. I like opened the door and like got away. Something that has been bugging me. Like, because Eni has short hair, right? And here she has like long hair. But her sister, Mimi, has long hair. And usually when, hey Jack, how are you doing? Thanks for joining by, and it's okay. Have a good teaching session. Like, see how like maybe there's the curls on her hair. Maybe she has a hair. Yeah, I think that Eni, the Eni we're talking right now, it's just Mimi, right? And here's why I think that. When we talked to the crazy doctor guy, he says that he had the picture from her license photo, and it's Eni. And the whole thing is that she was all wrapped up in bandages, and she had to go to reconstructive surgery to get her appearance back, and they had to use her license photo for that. So maybe Mimi is the one that survived, and she had her sister's stuff, so she became Eni. Yeah, it's just curled, but my theory is that in Phoenix Wright, characters that are siblings have traits that are like each other have. So I'm thinking that Mimi might have like a long hair that at the end is curled like Eni as well. You know, that's my theory. That's my game theory. I like opened the door and like got away. I think I heard of this incident. It was all the talk on the tabloid shows, day after day. Last year. Yes, and there was talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister. Yeah. Those were merely rumors, totally baseless gossip. Yes, Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did in fact drug Miss Mina's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to work this from another angle. Didn't some sort of medical malpractice happen to sister Hopchun then? Yeah, like, that was in May too. Like, the thing with all the patients dying was like May 2nd. And like, our accident was like on the 24th. 2 accidents back to back. You assume it's just a coincidence? My sis was like totally tired, so that's why, duh. It was a malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct? Yeah. Yeah. What was the cause of the mistake? Like, I heard it was caused the medicines like got mixed up. Was that the fault of your sister, Mimi Miney? Like, no way. Dr. Gray like wanted to blame it all on myself.
Objection!
That incident has nothing to do with our murder. Besides, the police report has already documented that it was entirely Mimi's Miney's fault. Which means, as far as the real facts are concerned, Hermione is the one who made the mistake. But like, it really wasn't my sis. And like, then shouldn't be. She was like totally tired. You mean exhausted? Like, she had to talk to the police and like was being investigated like every day. It was like a totally terrible situation. It's no wonder then that the car accident happened, huh? Let's press harder. So then, why didn't you ask to switch places? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I meant switching drivers. The sister was so tired and you should have switched with her. True. You're Phoenix Wright, a true gift. Ah, but like, I don't like have a driver's license. Hmm? You don't have a what? License for? This is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Amanda. Miss Amanda, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, anyway. Because out here we victim, gaslight, bluff, keep. We out here lawyer maxing. We getting those cortisol spiked prosecutors and we're mugging them. Please, someone shoot me. I should be able to use, I just don't know where. I thought she was gonna speak specifically about oh, okay, she put it on the end. Weird. Well, what's this then?
Objection!
It's mine. That was a lame lie just now. Like, what do you mean? I know you had a license back then. This is the photo you took for your express purpose. For the express purpose of getting a driver's license. What is the meaning of this, Miss Mimey? That's right. Yeah, I had, like, a license, but I didn't get it until after the accident. No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Holty, or the guy pretending to be he anyway, said so. What are you talking about? What? Are you talking about that perverted fake clinic director? Yes, that perverted fake clinic director. And now, no one cares. Witness, when did you receive your driver's license? Like, last November. What? November? The accident happened last May. That's half a year lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What in the... That's what happened, Mr. Wright. At the time of the accident, Miss Miney did not have a driver's license. Ow! Cry and my weep will accommodate. Thank you. Anyway, without a license, the witness and her sister could not have switched drivers. I'm, like, glad you get it, but, like, even if I had my license, I, like, don't think my sis would have, like, let me drive. Yow! Don't just stare to yourself. Not you too, Mia. With the whip, and the pain, and the ow. Miss Hermione, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive anyway? That's because... I think the situation calls for a more detailed testimony, Miss Hermione, if you please. Yeah. Like, how annoying. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to be mean. Sure. Like, around that time, I was, like, really close to getting my license. My sister was, like, this totally big fan of cars. Like, really valued them. She, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. She, would say things like, no way am I letting a noob drive my car. So, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat at night, too. I see. A bright red car for sports. Now then, the defense may question the weakness. Might not have terrible knowledge about cars, but
Hold it!
so what do you mean by really close? Like, I had one of those pyramid things. I think that's what they are called. Pyramid? Wow, the big name lawyer boy doesn't know what a driver's permit is. Well, this lawyer never had a permit. Ugh! Ignorance is to be whipped. What is with her? All she's sitting the last few minutes is utter nonsense. So, like, may I continue?
Hold it!
She valued cars? How much would you say she valued her cars? Well, like, she'd flip out at, like, a drop of rain. And, like, she would notice someone, like, touch the car door with dirty hands. In that case, why bother taking a car out of the garage ever? Yeah, there's also that when she gets mean, she becomes more like Mimi. Why does she take such a special care of the car? How can you say that? It was a brand sparking new car. New car? Like, you wouldn't want to, like, get it dirty, would you, Mr. Liar? I would think that cars getting dirty is just another fact of life. I guess people who really love cars think otherwise. Phoenix, try and ask me something over more significant, right? Well, Miss Miami, what kind of car was it? Is it?
Hold it!
Was your sister good at driving? She was, like, totally awesome. She, like, said she was going to be the, like, racing queen of the nursing world. Somehow, I think she bumped my question off track. Oh, that's...
Hold it!
I want to see if there is another question here. No. Your Honor, yes. Oh, that was new. Oh, fuck, sorry, yes. Please have the witness append what she just said to her testimony. In the bar about it being a special import car? Yes. Well, if you like cars that much, then. That's not my point. But to be honest, I don't know what's the point either. Miss Miami, would you please fix her testimony? Sure, whatever. My sister's car was like a totally special model from England. English car, mate! I yelled, hold it, pretty forcefully, but I didn't actually know what to ask about cars. Just for the heck of it. So, yes, am I supposed to pick for a topic? Let's start with this. Why are British cars good? Like, huh? They're expensive, and their driver's seat is opposite to our cars here in the States. You're English, mate. Yeah, got it. Why am I Irish? Well, Scottish, I don't fucking know. I don't fuck. I should stop. They're expensive, and the driver's seat is opposite to our cars here in the States. It seems that there is no benefit to owning one. Like, huh? This whole steering wheel on the right side thing, it's kind of goofy, isn't it? What do you know? That sleek shape, the wild way starting smooth, the raw full minutes formation, the good breeze of the AC. Forgive me. Personality really changes at the top of a hat. It's interesting, isn't it, Phoenix? Bit by bit, we're beginning to see the real contradiction behind this case.
Hold it!
That was when the accident occurred, correct? Like, yeah, I, like, immediately reached for the passenger side door and fled, like, in a daze. Sounds like you had a terrifying. There's something very deep. It's going to be hard to break apart such a natural sound system. But we have to attack it, and by doing so, a wall will show itself. Yes. Do you really think so? Believe. There is a path. I know it. He almost sounds like a prophet first. Sounded like a prophet for a second there. Oh, fuck, Dad started speaking. Let me snooze that. Let me snooze that one. Oh, let me snooze it. Yeah, 5 minutes should be good. Should be enough. Snoozing time. Okay. Measuration. Balance of the wheel. don't see anything about the car here. Wait, it's a British car, right? So the steering wheel is on the right side. So she said, I still have possibility, but I opened the right door. If she was the passenger, she would be on the left, right?
Objection!
Yeah. Miss Miney, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this is it. But I opened the right door and like got out. That's correct, isn't it? Like, why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side is the passenger seat? The left or the right? Well, it's on the right side, of course, because the driver is on the left side. That would be if it was an American, but it would be the opposite, not British. Opposite? Where's OBS? The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would be the left side. Ah, what do you mean by this? Miss Miney, you said that you had skipped using the right side of the door of the car. But if you were sitting there, that means you were in the driver's seat. You snatched my wig. Order in the court. Order. Miss Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Ina said that the person who was driving was her older sister, Mimi Miney. This is what Ina said, yes. But that is where her story fell apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumption. Phoenix, it looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If you connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'll ask the court a quick question. Ina or Miney, who was really driving the car? Let's be sure her name is Minnie. Miney, Mo. The answer is that one person who had her driver's license, Mimi Miney. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive. But you just said the witness, Miss Mimi Miney, was the one in the driver's seat, which leads us to the next question. The next question? Who is the person standing at the witness stand right now? Oh, what sort of idiotic rules is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This witness name is... I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness' real name is...
Take that!
Mimi Miney. That is her real name.
Objection!
Of all the foolish dribble. Then how do you explain her appearance? This witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted into the hospital. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used a picture. Facial reconstruction surgery? This is a picture she gave it to her doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister. No! But Mimi Miney, she died in the car accident. That's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case. The body they found at the crash site, that was the body of the real Mimi Miney. Is that right, Miss Mimi Miney? I like how he removed her name plate. That car accident 1 year ago. The one who died that night was Mimi Miney, her sister, Mimi, that stole her face and was reborn as Mimi. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Miney from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray. What do you mean? Oh, what is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirits of a dead body. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in a crash, Mimi Miney. However, that would not have been possible. Because Mimi Miney was still in fact alive. And that fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening at all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray. Is that what you're saying? Yes. Before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed. Well, Ms. Ini, I mean Ms. Von Karma, why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. Witness? That's right, I admit it. Our real name is Mimi Miney. That quack doctor got what he deserved in the end. I was so close to finally ditching Mimi too. So close. But what? But why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself? To become your own sister? I think I understand why. No, the fucking ad! Oh, god damn it. Oh, damn it. I couldn't stop it in time. Well, it's what I believe it is. That's about the malpractice incident. Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Mimi Miney. That's right, the person standing before us today. A few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Miney had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister. Timing couldn't have been worse. 14 patients dying in that incident, and her own sister alive, extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all. The only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident. Her sister, and her own face. This was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister. Unbelievable. Planned beyond my wildest imagination. That jerk. Only he hadn't thought of the channeling mumbo jumbo. Mumbo jumbo? Tommy has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult. I hate it. I hate it all. I believe there are still a few unsolved riddles here, such as why did Ms. Miney choose to go with such a complicated plan? Why did Ms. Morgan Frey agree to help her execute? Nonetheless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear: the innocence of the defendant, Maya Fey. This is preposterous. I'm perfect. Me, Franziska von Karma. I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Ms. von Karma. How about you? It's going to be broadcast all over the world, right? Where do you think that is? Yo! Oh! Ow! 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 And one more for good measure. He's dead. Phoenix! Hang in there! Phoenix! Phoenix! This court is a fraud. A sham. No doubt. Looks like it will be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness. I'll go ahead and pronounce the verdict. He's actually dead. He's gone. He got fucking killed. That is all. This court is adjourned. June 22, 13 p.m. This is court defendant lobby number 3. Congratulations, Maya. Sis? It's good to see you, Maya. It's Good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis, I didn't kill anyone, did I? No, I didn't. Well, it was all just a dream. A really bad dream. You know, sis, in my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. Familiar scent? It was inside that clothing box, right? That box. It was the box you used to store your clothes a long time ago. That's right. There's one thing I don't quite get. What's that? What would happen if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. If Mimi had planned to open the door to the chamber herself, then you and Lola would have witnessed quite a scene. Possessed Maya Fey had just committed a murder. She had planned down to the smallest detail. Nick! Congrats, Maya. Thanks. Looks like you bailed me out of another jam. Well, you know. But I really don't want something like this to happen ever again. I'm fine because I have you to help me out. But every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, now my aunt. Hey Nick, tell me why my aunt one day did something so horrible. How would she help Mimi mind with a plan like that? I just don't understand it, Nick. Maya, it's over. Why don't you just let it be? Nick, please, I need an answer. The reason Martha Faye helped Mimi with her plan was... What? Well, I think it was Pearl. Because she wanted Pearl to be, like, the main channeler. It's her whole thing.
Take that!
Really? For years. 4 years from now, a new master will be born into Karen Village. And that person will be you. And? But if you weren't there, then the main family bloodline would disappear. And what would happen then? The great family, my aunt. No, Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. Next person would be Pearl's. Ah! Everything was done for her sake. It was also that Pearls would become the next master. Not a very Crusader King Street thing. Yeah, I can see that. Did Maya say something just now? I think that she was saying... I thought so. Man, that's fucked up. She loses her sister and now her aunt. Date and time unknown. Detention center. Solitary confinement cell 13. My precious Pearl. You are the only one suitable to be the master of Corain Deer child. I sacrifice it all for you. I help that brainless nurse carry out her murder. Incorporated with that happy prosecutor was all to unseat that annoying, witless main family girl, and Maya Fey. But I shall be patient. Cheers, bro. A chance will present itself. Your time will come. Damn. A scary woman. Well, we did it. We beat another episode. Turnabout and Big Top. Oh, that's the magician one. That's the guy that kept throwing cards at our faces. Oh, I remember him. I don't remember the case, but I remember his character because his design is so cool. He's such a beautiful character. But I am going to make an executive decision. No, stop it. We're not gonna see the opening this time. This time, I am going to end the stream earlier. We are going to... Everything is wrong, but that's okay. I'm going to finish this stream now, so ignore the fact that the TVs are wrong, okay? Do that for me, pretty please, with that cherry on top. So, I was planning on, like, using the ad break coming up for a chance to, like, wrestle a little bit, but, I feel like starting a new case today would not be good, mostly because tomorrow I have to go to work. Actually, give me a real quick second. I really need to go to the bathroom. Oh my fucking god. I hate taking pressure meds. I'll be right back. Sorry, I'm back. Um, I kind of forgot to take my meds a couple of days, so my body is getting you trying to get it used again to my bladder. It's weird, but it's getting. I remember to take it today, so. But anyway, okay. So tomorrow, Friday, I could do a Factorio stream maybe. Could do Outlast. There is the new trial. I do have to. I do want to do it more of it. The new MK and the new trial. I did it a couple or once already, and it's really cool. It's a really nicely well done. I think that I guess I'm really happy that Red Barrel is like trying to find more creative ways to do the trials using the systems, introducing new forms of gameplay, because there is a lot of limitations on how much you can do inside the game system and inside the engine, right? So I'm glad they're being creative about it, and I hope they keep that energy up with future trials. The investigate the murder and the sabotage of broadcast. It's very well crafted trials. I will say, however, that I still believe that Red Barrel should remove every AI generated content they have. It's posters and whatnot, but I do believe they should remove all of them. I believe that they should do that, and I feel like this would be the icing on the cake that would make me like them more, you know? So that's what I have to say about Outlast. We had some interesting subjects today. We talked about it a lot. We talked about time, and I do like sometimes analyzing certain aspects of like human life and asking myself, how does that how do we interpret that on different ways? Like for example, there is a lot of analysis when writing when it comes to like for example eldritch horrors, and I do like to apply the eldritch horror lenses on human things. I do believe we create abominations of our own. I think like society as an idea, the rules and the ideas and the constant sacrifice, be it like a mental or a blood sacrifice, like the way you are forced to live in a society, um, is a way of eldritch horror. Like we created a unblinking, unkind, ever-judging God, and we gave it the shapes of building with windows so we could always be watched. Like it's it's very tiresome participating in society sometimes, because you do get like a lot of like uh, things of uh, elements of like, how can I explain it? You do get a lot of like uh, judgment when it comes to being yourself in society. This could, of course, be analyzed through a uh, the lens of like a socialist perspective, because although the idea that your sense of self, that you have to be part of a community in the idea of sociology, is often seen as like you must join the hive mind, you must have the same ideas as everyone. But when it comes to capitalism, this is what is currently happening. We are unable to be ourselves, we are unable to present ourselves as who we wish to be, and the only way to fully get any form of showing ourselves is through consumption. You consume brands and brands that represent you. You show yourself through fashion, something that should be very, freeing showing yourself through arts, showing yourself through fashion, it becomes like a product to be sold to you because you see yourself as a product, therefore you have to sell yourself. So I see that as a very eldritch horror kind of thing too as well, you know? And I do believe that in my analysis of like of being a good person and embracing like communism or socialism is that you don't have to abandon your sense of self. I do believe this is a very American way of thinking. That if you don't think about yourself first, then what's the point? Why do I need to think about community? Why do I have to think about my neighbors? Why do I have to care about other people? I don't own anything. And in the words of one of the greatest philosophers, Tupac, you do own. You own everything to everyone, and everyone owns everything to everyone as well. Like, we owe each other like respect. We owe each other camaraderie. We have to unite ourselves, especially in times like this. So thinking about the community is not forgetting about yourself, because if you want to be part of the community, if you want to be part of the village, you have to better yourself. You have to desire to become someone better. You have to find out who you really are to you. What are the things you do? What are the things you say? What are the things you believe in? And none of that with like brands and capitalist ideals. You are free to be whoever you want to be. You are free to pursue yourself. And that comes in so many ways. That comes in gender, that comes in fashion, that comes in the arts, in music, in the sciences, through biology, through medicine. You can find yourself much better when you are free to be yourself, and you don't have to waste the money you worked for to buy your own identity so society can look at you and kind of see who you are. We talked about a character that becomes too much of the character trope to the point where the character loses the definition of himself. That is something that happens with us. We become brands, we become not ourselves, we become the ideals that are sold to us. We become slaves to ideologies of society. And this bounds us and limits who you wish to be. So I think it's very important for you to like embrace who you want to be. A lot of people talk about how one of the most important aspects of like queer resistance is queer happiness, and I do believe that with all my heart, and I do believe that also goes to everyone. If you really want to be someone who is against the system, you have to start realizing that you are molded by the system, and even your attempts of being against the system may be used because your ideology of like being more than our people, of your ideology of superiority, like the Red Pill movement, is an ideology bought on, not bought, but it's an ideology built on the ideals of our current society, of patriarchy, of capitalism. It all goes to the same things that are making you miserable, but it's more useful to the capitalists to make you hate someone else than to allow you to see the problems within the system. It is easy that way, so they can convince you that this is the way things are. This is the way things always have been. Things have been changing in our society for years. We live in a planet where we can where we can dig up the bones of empires that believe themselves immortals. We could see the throne rooms of kings who believe themselves to be god sets. We can look at paintings of people who believe their image would last for generations and forever, not as a study of history, but as gods. So now, how can we say that things have always been like this? Things have not always been like this. Things change, are changing, and can change. The society of today is not the same society of 10 years ago, and it's not the same society of it will be. The society today is also not like the society that will be 10 years from now. So this is some things for you guys to think about if you somehow listen to my rambles at the end of the stream. But I do like talking about those things, and I think it's important to talk about those things. And questions are always welcome if you feel like you want to ask something. And I'm more than happy to talk with people about those things. I usually end up just kind of dumping this thinkings in moments like this, or to some friends where I send them an audio like, okay, I have a new brain worm, here it comes, and then I send them like a 10 fucking hour audio or something. It's I like having these discussions. They help me ground myself and also help me help people, because the thing I love the most about being myself is my love of helping people. I love making sure that people around me are happy, they feel included and alright. I love people. I love individuals. I love interacting with people. I love observing people. I think we are one of the most interesting things ever. I spent so much of my youth just watching, just like watching interactions, just fantastic. It's amazing. It's no wonder I'm so amazed by like character interactions, because like I would look at people, I would see their relationships, I would see what broke, you know, what went right, what went wrong. Can one relationship that went wrong can be fixed? Can a relationship that is going alright something wrong in the future? Is there such a thing as like a happily ever after? All these things, they kind of rolled in my head for years, and I found myself testing more and more in creating characters and throwing them against themselves and seeing what happened. Because I think people are the most fantastical thing ever. Because everything around you, all the things you enjoy, all those things have a hand of someone. The games we play, the music we enjoy, the art we enjoy, the computers we use. Even if the computers were like the little pieces we made by machines, think about it, how we as a people have gotten to the point where we can have like every household has like a computer. Usually, it's not true, but compared to what it likes yesterday, like if you bought a computer yesterday, you made the fucking news. It's like, holy shit, they got a computer? God damn, that shit must be weird. And that happened here in Brazil too. Having a computer was like a big thing. It's like, holy shit, you have a computer? That's so cool. I remember seeing my uncle, both my uncles, and I remember my uncle being like this computer geek, and he had all these cool games, you know. He had all this cool stuff. I was like, oh my god, that is so awesome. And then I remember we got a Nintendo 64, and man, I was sold. Damn, that it was too late. I was 100% in. I was like, this is it. I love this. I love this technology. I love video games. I love how we're telling such unique stories. I always go back to like old games, because in old games there were no rules. We had like rules from other type of mediums. We had character tropes, we had story tropes, we had cliches, we had the classics. But with video games, we could do much more. We could do so much. You could create such unique experiences. Like, sure, for us today, seeing someone go into fucking a DOS box and play a choose your own story, like, do you pet the crocodile? Do you not pet the crocodile? You know? But think about it, how that was like amazing. You were just playing a story out. You could only do that in D&D. You could only do that with like very specific places. But now you are living the story. You are making the choices. That shit was crazy, and it still is. I do believe that never changed. I think video games are one of the most amazing mediums that is the culmination of a lot of what makes us humans. Because video games have everything. It has the arts TM. It has like music, visuals. It has scientific aspects to it. It has the scientific, the like math, for example. It has physics. It has so much of a technical understanding for you to be able to make a game work. And even then, we have bugs, and I love that. I love that we have bugs in games. I feel like that's beautiful. Like we're creating digital realms, and still somehow we find a way to add bugs to it. Somehow, if your character picks up a sword or and tries to do a swing at an angle, you fly off the map. And guess what? People will create an entire culture around finishing your video game as fast as they can. Not because they dislike it, no, but because they love it so much. They want to test it to the limit. They are going to do speedrun strats. They're going to break your game in ways you could not even imagine. And I feel like that's amazing. That's beautiful. Oh, that's so fucking great, dude. That's amazing. Like, it's such a unique experience. It's such a unique thing. Like, we are beautiful as humans. We are very fucking amazing. We do amazing stuff. Sure, we do horrible things. We do fucking genocides. We destroy, but we have the potential to do much more. And this is why I have hope in humanity. It's a weird and maybe a childhood thing, but when I look at video games and when I play a good video game, like when I watch a good movie, all I can say is like I have hope for humanity. I have hope for us because we can create something beautiful as this. We can create a great game. Like, I don't really like Disney as a company, I like watching Defunctland because I like the idea of theme parks. I love theme parks. I wish I could have done more on them when I was a kid, There was one here in Brazil, Beto Carreiro, and it was amazing. I have very little memory of it. And there was another one, I think it was Hey Happy. I don't remember. Anyway, my Hoppy, I don't remember. Anyway, so my whole point with this is that the idea of like the Imagineers. I love the idea that someone's job is to look at how can I make the most fun thing for someone, and I can make it the most creative and unique thing possible. Always like pushing themselves harder to maximize fun. I think that's amazing. I think that's incredible. I think that's a beautiful thing, Disney as a company is a piece of shit. And Walt Disney himself was a very questionable person. And there's a lot of wrongs in Disney today. But I do believe that the core idea of Disney, or the core idea of creating this magical place, this magical land, where they're trying their best to imagineer best ways for you to have fun. If you remove the capitalist aspect of it, it's amazing. It's beautiful. And I like that. Humans are just maximizing how much fun they can have. We're always just looking for more ways to entertain ourselves and entertain others. We create plays, we create art, we find ways to enjoy new things. We see series like animes and movies we love, and we love them so much we create characters based off of them. We create fanfics, headcanons, we discuss them. We create entire communities around characters because they're so loved. Like, there's so much beauty in the art of creation. Creation itself is an art, and you gotta remember that always. It doesn't matter what you create, it doesn't matter what you do, you can always be creative. You don't have to paint, you don't have to draw, you don't have to sing. There are so many ways of being creative, but I feel like people have forgotten. So, I have a challenge for you. Consider it homework, I guess. Find a way to be a little bit more creative in the coming week, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if I can be a little more creative. I'm gonna see what I can do. So, with this, I take my leave. I spoke much more than I planned here at the ending, but I I did get very wound up. I'm not sure if this is the word I want to use. I did get very excited. I think that's the best word. The subjects are really near and dear to me. They have a special place in my heart. There is a very beautiful thing in the hands of humanity. When our hands are dirty, not from blood, but from clay, from paint, from graphite when you're drawing, from like tired fingers from typing so much. There's something beautiful there, you know? There's something amazing. And with that, I take my leave. I want to thank everybody who stopped by. I want to thank all my friends. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow, I might stream something. It depends a lot if a friend of mine will be able to come over. If not, I might stream. I might do like a quick little stream. I do need to find something to stream on Friday. I've been meaning to do that. So maybe Factorial. I could do like a factory run. I could do my own factory. Yeah. See as you guys will see as I improve because I'm very bad at Factorial. Try my best. But until I finally decide to get my head out of my ass, I bid you guys a good night, a good day, or a good afternoon, wherever you are. And I hope you guys take care of yourselves. Alright, see you all later. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Where is it? Give me a second. I want to do a bit. Well, that's the entire fucking room. Might as well fix it. There we go. Up, up, and away!